what I want to do is I want to go ahead and open up this, again, new signs from God, and I'm going to talk about 748th lonely prime. We've known this for a long time. 748th lonely prime is 9127. 748 actually can be factored out into 2 times 2 times 2 times 11 times 17. So it's a quad prime. That means it has 4 prime factors, 2, 2, 11, and 17. The indices of these prime factors are 1, 1, 5, 7. 1, 1, 5, 7 is the 341st quad prime, as I was saying. I forgot to put that. Okay. And 341 is 11 times 31. So 1131st prime is 9127. So again, we started with 9127 and we came back to 9127. There is another layer hidden in here now. That layer is 1157 itself. 1157 is 13 times 89. 1389th prime is 11519. 115,019. And 11519 happens to be an additive prime and is the 670th additive prime. 670th verse in the uninitial surahs in the Quran is 9127. Okay, so again we go back to 9127. Okay. 11519 is the 475th lonely Gaussian prime. See, this has so many different ways that it expresses itself, in terms of Gaussian prime, in terms of additive prime, and in terms of primes. It has all of those properties. So 475 initial verse revealed is 19:1. Kaf ha ya ain sad. And again, you can check all of these in here, and all you have to do is say 19, and there it is. The orange is sequential revealed verse on initial surahs, initial surahs here. And it says 475 right there. Okay. So we go back to that. It's 475th verse revealed is 19:1, but 475 is 5 times 5 times 19. 55 19th composite happens to be 6346, which is the total number of verses in the Quran, including the unnumbered Bismillahs. Okay? And that is interesting that it actually comes 6346, not 6234, which doesn't include the Bismillahs. Okay? The reason is because chapter 9 doesn't have any Bismillah. Can you imagine that? I mean, this is amazing. Okay? So you see, these subtle things which is there, as I was saying, in the first rakah, or the first unit of this praise today, okay, these subtle things actually speaks volume in terms of the structure of the Quran. The Quran has to be structured like this. And just the physical existence of the Quran with those verses and those number of surahs and the number of verses in each surah and things like that are a testament to the truthfulness of the Quran. Okay? So as I said, we see this almost every week. Okay? And so, there are subtle things in there too, like 748. 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 8 is 19. So God put that in there too, so some people will latch on to that and say, oh, well, this is also 19 in there. Okay? So there is no reason for it to be like that, but it is because God said over it is 19. But as I said, we've known these for a long time, but as far as 1:15:19 was concerned, we didn't know it until today. So it revealed itself to us in a way that now we actually enjoy it more, because there was another layer to 1157 that we did not recognize before. And that the fact that 1157 actually is a biprime and is 13 times 89. Okay? Which actually tells you that, and if I go back to our translation there, and if I go to go to 9127, there it is. You see that? The second number, the plum, is 670. Okay? And that tells you the number of verses from the beginning of the Quran to 9127 in the uninitial surahs, which chapter 9 is an uninitial surah. And that's 670. Okay? And so that's what the mathematics generated it. The mathematics already generates 670 and this bullet right here. Okay? So it again points out to 9127. So it keeps generating. You start with 9127, which is 748 lonely prime. And then by factoring that out into its prime components, you create another number by the indices of those prime factors, which is 1157, which happens to be the 341st quad prime, which is 11 times 31. But 1131st prime is 9127 again. Okay. But then again, another layer creates this number, which is 1389, which creates 11519, and 11519 happens to be an additive prime, and it is 670th additive prime, which goes back to chapter 9 again. Okay, it goes back to chapter 9, right here. Right there. Okay, to 9127 again. So this is the design of the Almighty. And so again, we are humbled by this huge blessing that God has given us today. And as I said, we almost see this every week. And it is a testament to the structure of the Quran itself. Okay, that's how the verses and the surah numbers and everything is designed. And the mere fact that they exist is a testament to the truthfulness of the Quran. And it actually generates the literal structure of those verses, what they are saying, like 279 said, chapter 2, verse 79, about writing the scripture with their own hands because they wanted a cheap material gain. Okay, so again, let's bow our heads and be grateful to God for this continuous blessing that He gives us. Okay, and then I'll stop here and we'll finish off Jummah.